G'day everyone, Goober here with another Torchlight SS4 video. I honestly thought I had created a video following trait decks, however, looking back through my videos, I can't find it, so I guess I didn't, even though I promised that I would. First off, I'm just going to give a quick update on another video that I did a couple of days ago, where I bought some crafting bases and just crafted them up to 2 tier 0 and 1 tier 1. I've now had a few of them sell. So the first one to sell was the bricked item, which was 150. I probably could have just charged 400 for it and it would have sold. That was a wand that didn't go to tier 0, 1 tier 1. It went 2 tier 0s and a tier whatever. So it was still an okay base. However, the first major sell that I had was the ring. I'll show it in a second. It sold for 1900. After tax, that's 1662. The total cost of crafting was 660 for 1000 flame elementium profit, which is really quite nice. I did craft on an extra tier 1 affix, which I think I got in less than 100, but I'm just going to count it as 200 anyway, because that's probably the average of getting a single tier 1 craft. Second up that I had sell was one of the spell erosion level wands. Again, 200 for that cost. I dropped the price down to 1500 and I got 822 profit from that one. We lost 260 flame elementium on this one because I sold it at 150, and the last wand is still up for sale. I'll just show that in game so you don't think I'm a lion. So history, here we have the Wraith Wand, which is 3 spell damage, erosion and reaps. That sold for 1500. Flip some more energy cores because I can. Here is the graceful ring that sold. Max life, tier 0 elemental, and max tenacity blessings. That sold for 1900 for 1662 profit. So I'll claim all that. I was just selling all the flame sand because you get so much flame sand doing this crafting. And so the double damage one, I think, is this the one I had up for 1100? I don't know, I just made them both 1500 just to see if, you know, I'd trick someone into buying them both. I don't know why that's up for 700. Seems overpriced. Let's fix that. Put it up for 500. It's probably still overpriced, to be honest. You could easily just put that one on tier 0, remove one of those, and you'd have a half decent base. But anyway, let's go through the current deck that I'm using to farm with. So I'm doing 8 2s in near space, and I'm using compasses. So I'm using a Dark Surge compass to guarantee it. That's why I don't have the 22% one here. I just have a random drop rarity. I've actually just adjusted the deck to have something else there instead. I'm going with chance to upgrade the rank 5 beacons that drop through cards. I'm hunting for those cards, so why not? Agile for extra attention bonuses, because that's just always really good. 8% chance for bosses to drop 1 additional rank 5. And then all of the corrosion stuff, because pretty much every map I get a 9 or a 10 stage Dark Surge. Sometimes you get 60 or 70 flame elementium from that, and I'm really just hunting for compasses. More often than not, you make a bit of, well, you make nothing from Dark Surge for like 5 or 6 maps in a row, and then you get one massive flame elementium explosion and make a lot of flame elementium that way. And then Dream, because Dream is just crazy good. Although I've had it trigger at 10 and 20% about 9 times in a row. I wish crafting was like that, but it's not. And additional monsters. So What I am changing to is I'm just changing the rarity to chance to upgrade beacons dropped by Netherrealm cards. The rest is the same. If you are farming for free, let me just bring up yeah, let me just take a snip of this. I don't know if you can see that. This is the free boss rush trait deck to use, which is Mourning for the rank 5 beacons to drop, Pity for attention points, Standard Dream setup, 2 Black Sails to give as much chance of Black Sail to spawn, and then Goddess of the Hunt with bosses and duplicate bosses. So that's the free deck that I would use. And then going through what trait deck to use if you're just going to smash maps, not necessarily a boss rush, I would suggest you just figure out what you enjoy running. So going through all of the different decks and what I would choose if I was going for that. God of War is great if you just want to smash through a map quickly, and it's 2 cards to have a 33% chance for that to spawn. If you're using a compass, I would always use Honest because it gives you 40% gameplay progress, so it gets you up to the higher tiers faster. This I don't really have much luck with. It's just annoying that the monsters sometimes spawn behind where you are and you have to backtrack. I just don't like that card personally. If you are stacking God of War, drop quant when a player reaches an additional stage. This can give you up to 10% standard, or it can give you up to 50% standard or 75% if you use the extra card down the end. This one, when God of War ends, 6% bonus drop quant for every one stage. That means standard, that can give you an extra 60% drop quant. Generally, God of War does not reward you with very much, so I avoid this card. This card here benefits the entire stage, so it just gives you +5 drop quant per stage for every other mechanic that you have in that map. God of War duration, this is phenomenally good if you don't clear a map in 20 seconds. This will just make it so you get all the benefits of the additional drop quantity for the entire map. And then if you do a lot of damage, you can choose this for an extra 5 stages. I don't know why it says floors. Giving you a total max of 15 stages, which gives you the 75% drop quantity if you are using this. This one card is really, really phenomenally good if you're using God of War. If you go with God of Might, again, if you're doing it for free, choose both of these. This one gives you a 13% chance that you can activate it one additional time. So it's basically a free one every 13% of the time. Going through 3 extra max floors is really good if you're doing God of Might or God of Machines. The extra floors are where the really good loot drops. Dwarven Automaton, I don't really rate that one very highly. Damage area. So when you're doing God of Might, you see the giant puddles of red. This makes those puddles really tiny circles that you can just easily avoid the damage. That's if you struggle to tank the God of Might area. In God of Might, plus 10% additional damage taken. You need a lot of tank to benefit from this one, but it gives you 2.5% additional drop quantity for each new floor. This can go up to, I think, 15 floors, 13 floors, something like. I haven't done any God of Might this season, but it's something like that. And then if you do a ton of damage, you can get 30% of bonus drop quant in God of Might with this card here. This, if you don't have hundreds of billions of damage, I don't think you're going to get to the higher stages with this card. So just keep that in mind. Going on to Goddess of the Hunt. This is a really, really solid set this season, because you just go with the duplicate bosses, and then when you choose your reward, if you go with fluorescent memories, it's often quite good, or if you go with fuel, sometimes you'll get 20 or 30 flame elementium that way. I tried out this one and it wasn't really that great, and same as the other ones. It's replacing the drop pool of the Goddess of the Hunt with these ones. So really, if you're going God of the Hunt, it's mainly just replacing, replicating the boss for the boss drop loots. God of Machines, I've never been a huge fan of God of Machines. Again, 33% chance. The number of monsters attacking in God of Machines is 10%. Is that worth it with a compass setup? I don't know if it's worth a point. However, when you are going with God of Machines, generally you stack your entire deck around God of Machines, so it may be worth taking all of these points and going for the big hit of dopamine when you hit a really good round. So God of Machines, most of the time the loot's kind of garbage, but then you'll hit one mega one and you'll get so much loot, it's not funny. So progress rewarded plus 20%. That's quite good because you're focusing on God of Machines in this instance. God of Machines, an extra echelon of drones will show up. That means that just more progress towards more loot, which is really quite nice. This is where all of the mega loot comes from. 21% chance to be one additional wave. The fourth wave is where all the great loot comes from. The interval is reduced to 1 second. This should just be standard, honestly. God of Machines is slow as shit without this one. It gives them more max life, but you're probably doing enough damage to not give a toss about that anyway. And this one is temperamental. If you slow an enemy, sometimes they just teleport on top of the machine and one-shot it. So you have to be very careful with this one, although it does give 12% drop quantity when a new wave starts. So that's 36% for a 3 wave or 48% for a 4 wave. But your statue can only take 1 damage, so use this one with extreme caution. Going through to Dark Surge, you've got your percentages here. This one is 12% corrosion energy granted by slaying the monsters, so that's just always really good. 24% chance for monsters to be corroded, 24% chance to use half energy, and then chance for bosses to appear. Bosses to appear because if they drop an edict, edicts go from about 8 to 30 flame elementium each. So that's just always a very good card to have. And then finally, when encountering Dark Surge, there's a 7% chance that all monsters in the map are corroded by Dark Surge. This is actually incredibly garbage, because if you are using all of these other ones, and I've found if you use the additional monsters, pretty much every time Dark Surge spawns, every enemy is affected by Dark Surge. I don't know if it's a bug, but this card seems like a complete waste of time. Onto Dark Sail. Generally, you just need the 22% chance, or if you're using a compass, you just run Whisper of Wonder and stack as much additional chance to get relics or memories as you can. Just choose one and spam that, and I hear that gets you a lot of success. I personally don't like Dark Sail. Cube. Cube used to be really good. However, I don't know if it's that great anymore. It does spawn extra monsters, which is great for leveling and drop chance in general, honestly. 17% chance for Malice Incarnations to spawn. Extra loot, extra slates. 29 additional drop quantity for Malice Incarnations. So that's the same one as that. Moving on, Desire Incarnations. Like Malice Watchers and Malice Executors and Malice War Performers, etc. They're the bosses that give lots more loot. Desire Incarnations have a 65% chance to drop one additional slate if you're farming slates, and 35% chance for Div Slate brand materials to be replicated. This one I don't see being good at all. Killing elite. Oh, if they grant divinity stones, that might be actually really quite good. But the can that drop unifying wedge like it says in the picture? I feel like that's purely from the void boss. I'd be very surprised if Cube dropped unifying wedges. Worth testing out. Going down, we have Eterna. Chance again. Warden's Obsession have a chance to drop the reverberations. That's the packs of 5 to 6 guys that show up. The Blade of Eterna boss has a guaranteed chance to drop the reverberation. The fleetings aren't that great, but the Eternals are still about 5 FE each, I believe. Pages, this is an absolute garbage card. Never select this, because if you do a City of Eterna, you'll get like 300 pages. Getting one from a boss is definitely not worth it. Never choose this card. 20% chance for it to be upgraded from Fleeting to Eternal is really quite good. And then chance for it to be multiplied by 2 is quite good. Finally, on to Nightmare. Chance for Nightmare to spawn. I wouldn't use the compasses because they're 10 FE each, and I'm not having much luck this season building a decent Nightmare. When it spawns 3 additional elites, it's okay. You get enough throughout the map to benefit from that anyway. I did not have much luck with the lightning. Often I would get almost the end of the map and then I would get a lightning drop. It's quite interesting in a way. If you choose lightning no longer provides movement speed, and then you choose chance for lightning to spawn, it's only 10% more chance. You don't get the damage from it anymore. And then this one gives you more lightning duration, but killing Dreamwalker mobs no longer provides gameplay progress. So basically what you're doing here is hoping that you get lightning early, and then you're banking on 15% drop quant per stage of lightning. It can go up to level 3, so that can be up to 45% additional drop quant. With the additional duration, it goes up to like 45 seconds or a minute or something. So you pretty much, if you get lightning with this buff, you've got it for the entire map, and then you're banking on getting as much drop quantity as possible. Personally, I had no luck with these 3 cards. You could go with gameplay progress gained. However, you always get, so much anyway. And lessening the duration, I feel, is horrible, because you want to get through a dream and get the mist, because the mist can have a chest in it, and that chest is always insane loot. So this card, I feel, is absolutely horrendous as well. Often with Dream, there's a big pack of the monsters just before the boss, and that'll complete the dream anyway. And finally, onto the chance to get the Nightmare Omens to be 10% drop quant. That's really nice, and reduce the chance that Dream will trigger. However, mine keeps triggering at 10 and 20% anyway, so whatever. Might be worth dropping this. I don't know. So that is an overview of the deck. If I was doing 8-2 properly, I would probably still go with monsters. I would still go with pity. I would still go with chance for rank 5 beacons to drop. I would go with, I wouldn't use this. I would buy the compasses for God of War, go the extra gameplay progress, go the extra stages, duration, and max stages. And then I would choose another mechanic that I wanted to buy a compass for and go for that. But just find the league mechanic that you enjoy running. I'll show you a couple of maps of the deck that I'm running at the moment. I'm using compasses in 8-2. 8-2 I'm doing because I can one-shot most of the monsters. Oh, excuse me. I don't go higher unless I'm one-shotting the monsters because I don't want to spend all day in a map. I bought the Dark Surge compasses from the store. They're 4 flame elementium each. I just bought 70 of them. So I'm just going through running those at the moment. I'm using Shiny Scouting for 20 additional groups of normal monsters, Samurai for 12 additional groups of magic monsters, and Shiny Militant Compass for additional gear drop quantity. All 3 of these are between 0.5 and 1.2 flame elementium each at the moment, so they're incredibly cheap to add to an 8-2 map. And I've purchased the Dark Surge. I always max juice when I'm doing 8-2s. If I'm doing 7 boss rush, I don't bother. But for this, that's what I do. Looking at pack spirits, I'm just running with all the flame elementium ones that I have. They have additional chance for flame elementium to drop and drop quantity. You just use whatever pets you want, really. This gives me an additional chance for flat flame elementum to drop. If you have Kong, use that for fluorescent memory drops, etc. I'm currently running Steel Forge because I found them when they were cheap. I bought a couple of hundred when they were 0.5 flame elementium for a rank 5 beacon, and that is why I'm running Steel Forge. There is a card that drops here that's worth about 200 flame elementium, which is honestly quite nice. I haven't seen one yet, but I'm not here chasing a single flame element memory card drop. I'm just here to blast through, chill, watch YouTube, and enjoy the game. I find that if you are farming for loot and you're target farming the air quotes best FE an hour in Torchlight Infinite, I find that I'm really disappointed with my results compared to someone else's results every single time. Whereas if I just buy a bunch of maps, don't really care about what drops, and I just enjoy the game, I'll look after a few hours and I'll just have more flame elementium than I, generally would have got or perceived that I was getting anyway. So I'll just finish off this map. I'll do the Dark Surge, see what we get, and we'll go from there. Almost at the end. I just run through every map. I hold down A, which is auto loot by default. Choose whatever there. I don't have Goddess of the Hunt, so it doesn't matter. Kill the boss, and while the boss is dying, I just summon the Dark Surge. Hopefully I'll level pretty soon. A Cicada Shell, that used to be really good. I don't think it's any good anymore. It's just giving me gear, which is mostly garbage, but someone had a Imperial Might drop from Dark Surge, so if that drops, great. If it doesn't, oh well, who cares. I'm not expecting to get a Imperial Might ever drop from Dark Surge, but I may as well just use it anyway. So that is my trait deck overview. It's a bit long-winded. You can skip the parts that you don't want to watch or hear me waffle on. And yeah, I'm almost level 98. I don't really die much with this build anymore. I've almost got 10,000 life, which is crazy. But anyway, that's what I've got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Cheers.